Hey YouTube, what's going on? Hey, thank you so much for joining us this morning. I'm just going to do, until we get to Nicaragua, I'm going to give you every day probably a little quick 3 to 5 minutes of what's going on here. So again, you can kind of follow us along as we, slowly arrive into Nicaragua next weekend. It's hard to believe it's next weekend, but yeah, so today is February the 16th. It is Thursday. I will be in Nicaragua on next Saturday, which is the 25th. I should be in Managua about 12:30, 1 o'clock. And by 4 or 5 in the afternoon, I should be up in Matagalpa in the hotel room waiting for Lydia and Carla to arrive, which hopefully will be 1 or 2 days after I get there. So, our things to do list is getting shorter and shorter as the time approaches. We're knocking things out. Where we are right now still looks a little bit like a disaster as we keep trying to consolidate things down closer and closer. It's just been chaotic. I mean, it would be funny if it wasn't so nerve-wracking. But like last night, we had a few days ago, Abby had a bump taken off of her. She had a little surgery, or a bump taken off of her arm. It was the second cancerous bump that she's had taken off. She's our 11-year-old female. And so last night she's been getting her Rimadyl pain pill and her amoxicillin for antibiotics just to take care of after the surgery. And last night, for some reason, she had some weird reaction. And of course, those always happen at night or on the weekends when there's no vet around. We have 2 emergency vet places here. We've had bad experiences in both, so we try to avoid them if at all possible. We decided to monitor Abby, but she was having almost what looked like to us like an epileptic seizure. Like every 15 to 30 minutes, for like 3 or 4 seconds, she would just kind of go into this weird seizure. She's had this medicine before, never affected her, so we're really not sure what happened. This morning she seems to be way better, but she's still kind of dizzy. She went out, went to the bathroom, came back in, and she looked like she was fine, but then kind of stumbled and fell over. So we're trying to give her at least 24 hours after the medicine. The only problem is now she's not getting her antibiotics after the surgery. So anyway, that was our chaos last night. We're still kind of monitoring her to see if we need to drive her back up to North Carolina, which is where our only good vet is, in Wilkesboro. Dr. Adderhold in Wilkesboro, North Carolina is absolutely fantastic if anybody needs a good vet. And Lydia makes the 3-hour drive up there and back all the time just because he's so good, and a lot of them around here just are not. But anyway, everything here is, we're slowly getting ready. Again, Lydia will be heading out probably Tuesday. So February 21st, her and Carla will start driving 20 hours from the U.S., from where we are to the U.S. border, 20 hours through Mexico from the very top to the very bottom. Then they've got about 8 hours through Guatemala, 8 hours through Honduras, 3 or 4 hours into Nicaragua to get to Matagalpa. So that's going to be wild. We're all monitoring them on the map to make sure that they are exactly where they're supposed to be. They're picking up our friend, the coyote in Mexico, who's going to be kind of their bodyguard and their guy there to help them cross the borders. But just wanted to update you. Everything is still kind of, cruising right along. So we'll be out of here with 9 days from now. We will be completely out. So follow along, enjoy the adventure, and remember, there has to be something more.